Who the hell built this? Okay? I mean, he gotta be better in Tetris than I am, for sure, to put all this stuff together instead of just using red bricks the whole way to make a much nicer building. Look at that. That's so ugly and so messy and so difficult to have to modify the bricks and stuff and cut them a little bit and knock out a corner here and there to make it fit around all this stuff. Just use the bricks, right? Yeah, this is the result of the cataclysm. Bricks popcorning, turning into this. It's nothing but melted buildings. They will tell you some Ooga Booga caveman came here to carve this or something. Do you think people with donkeys and chisels got some bricks all the way up there? Okay, YouTube, welcome back to today's video. And as always, like we do here on the Tartarian Meltdown, we're gonna look at different evidence of a past cataclysmic event which wiped out our ancestors and past civilizations. Today there is a lot of structures that's in decent structural condition, but with morphed and transformed bricks. So we're gonna play a little game of can you spot the red brick. Some of them have obvious red bricks in them, some don't have as obvious, some don't have red brick probably, but you know, let's have some fun. So this one is amazing. As you can see the structure down here. And what's cool here is this chimney thing that's weirdly into the rest of the structure, which is this. So you can see some bricks going up here and then you see them here too at a weird angle. This one is very strange. I've seen this one before in the past. But of course you got the archways over here to the left, unless it's cropped out for you. Can't because I gotta crop the video a little bit when I do the editing. There's also one here. So this one collapsed and tipped over, starting to slide over. As you can see, it's on an angle now. But over here it's not. Here it's a completely straight. Look, this is not natural. This is part of the building here. See, it's a wall that's melted and now has the appearance of a so-called mountain, right? But here in the front it's like tipped over and it's sinking down towards the right here, as you can see. While you got this weird stuff going on here, all that weird stuff, and the apertures. Here's also something. They just put a cheap wooden door here, but it looks like there is an opening down here as well. Into the melt, look at that. And here you got this huge swelling slash expansion here. And the term for that, the official term, will be grain growth. You can look that up and see how that works. While the rest of the brick here are morphed or transformed into rocks mostly. Some big boulder up here, some huge swelling here. This is what happened to the structure. This was created during the cataclysm, because this was not here when this was built. This, look, it's part of the building, guys. That's what a cataclysmic event will do for you. So this one, I love this photo because if you've seen my 2-3 or so last recent videos, there is always this supposed mountain or cliffside that's melted into one huge chunk, a pretty smooth chunk, but it has these square holes all over them, right? And this one has it too, but it's still a structure. It didn't melt together into one huge chunk of melt. You can still see the separate bricks, which is now rocks here. But these, I think, are used as slots for wooden beams to hold up the floors up here etc. I think I got another photo that's pretty great to visualize that as well. But you can see the bricks here turn into that, but look at the weird swelling going on here, and you can see how it's on an angle here. So the brick lines here is on this angle. They're supposed to be horizontal, but it's on an angle here and also over here. Well, they're fine over here, you know, so that's pretty strange. And do you have the same here? Same effect, same angle up here behind these little leaves and branches and stuff. It looks like you have approximately the same angle and same kind of swelling up here in this corner. So that's, you know, the X Factor weirdness. Here we got the swelling and an angle, so it turned over to this angle for some reason, and the same down here. Really strange, this cataclysmic event. A lot of this stuff is very difficult to explain how it happened, when it happened and stuff. But we can see that it happened, and we can theorize, oh, it happened because of this and it happened because of that. And one of the reasons why this topic is so darn important is because the more people who are on this research, the more quickly we can find the answers. We can theorize together and think together and come to conclusions together, what makes most sense and all that good stuff. So that's why I'll keep making this videos every second day or every 2 days, whenever possible, sometimes every 3 days. And you know, I'll let you know if I'm going away for a little bit or something for a few days, whatever stuff happening in my life and stuff. But for now I'll go for every 2 days. So if you appreciate that, and if you like the way things are going so far after my new stuff going on, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you can get all the updates that's gonna come up every 2 days if you want to learn more about Meltology. So here you can see the bricks transformed into that, but you can see bricks here and some of them expanded. I mean, look at this. So you got here pretty much 2 regular bricks here, but here they're much larger. So this is the grain growth expansion going on here. It's pretty obvious because when you make bricks, you use the same molds and every brick is the exact same. You don't make bricks like that and then one like this, one like that, one like this, one like that. They're all the same, and you don't make them broken either. You don't build with broken brick. Here there's some big ones up here, some mangling going on up there, and here in the archway there is obvious red bricks here. They've been melted, as you can see, and the whole archway is pretty messed up. But yeah, I found this a pretty good photo because of this stuff up there. And here, more heat damaged, and here you can obviously see the bricks right there, which looks like it was covered with exterior concrete finish here, and then it fell off here over time, exposing the bricks. So that means the whole structure internally was red brick and they covered it with something. But here you can see red brick, not so much, because they changed. But if you see there is a brick right there. You see him? There's a red brick right there. Looks like there's one here. So nobody ever right in their mind would build like this with all these different materials, because putting this stuff together, to do that you'll have to be some kind of Tetris god or something, instead of just using the red brick like here that are all the same size and format, and that will fit together perfectly every time and make a much more beautiful and much more durable, strong building. And here as well you got some mangled bricks and some melting, swelling and stuff going on here. See, exposing the bricks behind this layer. Here is some bricks, some red up here, more bricks up here. Used to be some kind of archway here, it looks like, but it collapsed, this brick. So all this stuff here that you see in this picture used to be brick, red brick, but now it looks like this after the cataclysm. Okay, the cataclysm changed the bricks, It's called altered states of matter, which you get with extreme heat. So yeah, all the bricks here are turned into that. Just rocks and a huge mess, basically. Just a huge mess is what it is. Got archway here. You got trees. So that was the reason I put this picture in here, was these trees, because they're like adult trees basically, and they were not there when they built this, obviously, because this is inside the structure. So how old are these trees? I don't know. I have no idea, but if someone can figure that out, then we can estimate when trees started to grow here, and you know, to track back in time a little bit to get like a better idea of when this cataclysm might have happened. Which me at this point, I think a couple of 100 years, 200-300 years ago or so. That's what I think personally. You don't have to agree with that. You can agree to disagree, or you can come up with the reasons why you think something else. I'm willing to listen to all ideas and thoughts. You can leave it down in the comment section, whatever you think and why. And I'll try to respond to all comments, you know. I go through my phone here and there, and if I see comments, I usually go in there if I have time and opportunity, and I see what you're saying, and I usually give a response. So here you can see the red brick. So one here in pretty good condition, and here they're just getting broken up to smaller pieces by the cataclysm, meltdown. So they're starting to get churned and eaten up and melting into smaller pieces here. And some into bigger rocks, of course. You got another tree in here, and then you got this wooden stuff across here, which is still there, by the way. So if this happened 1,000 years ago, would this wood still be there? Of course, it depends on the location and humidity and all that stuff before it decays. But when you look in here, it looks like it's a pretty, you know, there is growth and greenery and stuff. So I assume it will rain and have humidity and stuff. So, you know, how old can this stuff be? Here are some hidden bricks as well. So all this stuff in here is supposed to be red brick. Sometimes they change into the stuff you see down here. So, yep. And here this turned into those dry rocks, kind of dry and brittle rocks, I'd say. So a lot of this stuff that, you know, when I lived in Norway and stuff, came across this stuff all the time, and you can take another rock and they look like the kind that's pretty brittle and stuff. So they're very cooked out, as you can see. They're so dry, there's no mortar or anything here. Very dry. But you can see the red brick here. So they had access to brick. So if you have access to brick, wouldn't you probably maybe build a roof and arch out of bricks as well to make it a little bit safer and more stable and stuff? I'd feel a little bit better than having this as my roof. So yeah, there's bricks. There's pieces of bricks in here. So the reason I enjoy showing bricks in here, look. The reason I like doing that is because when you're watching my content and you watch one video and then you're hopefully a little bit curious, and then you watch another and another, and then over time, when you've seen enough of my content, you'll see the red brick everywhere, and that should generate questions for you, because why is it always red brick in there? I mean, anywhere you go in the wall, you see these ruins, there's always red brick. So to me, that kind of shows that it was the same kind of people that built most of these structures, I'd say, because what's the chance of a billion different civilizations throughout the years all come up with the red brick, the same color, the same exact format? You know, you can take a brick from Asia and you can take a brick from America, and you know they'll match in the format usually, and I know they have sometimes a little bit variation in formats and stuff, but most of the bricks are the same, and they've been the same for a long time, right? When you see a brick, it's the same. So what's the chance for everyone coming up with that at the same time? Or not at the same time, but throughout, you know, resets and cataclysms and stuff, they all do the same. I mean, what's the chance for that? I think it's pretty low. So here you can see the bricks turning into this. But you can spot here, hold on, it's corny when I zoom. Red brick here, up here at the top, right over my yellow thing. Brick here. And here is pretty light. The light is pretty shiny here, but there is a brick here. So again, there is red bricks in this, in that. Okay, looks like there's one maybe here too, but the light is horrible on this photo. It's too bright up here. That's okay. Here, of course, you got them here and here. But here you got this stuff. Look at the texture. Okay, this is melting. This is air trying to separate. There's bricks up here too, by the way. This is bubbling hot up here, and the bricks transformed again. They transformed into all this mess here. Love this one. It's a clear, nice photo. Can zoom in a lot. Still very clear. Who the hell built this? Okay. I mean, he gotta be better in Tetris than I am, for sure, to put all this stuff together instead of just using red bricks the whole way to make a much nicer building. Look at that. That's so ugly and so messy and so difficult to have to modify the bricks and stuff and cut them a little bit and knock out a corner here and there to make it fit around all this stuff. Just use the bricks, right? Yeah, this is the result of the cataclysm. Bricks popcorning, turning into this. Just watch my videos and all the other Meltology videos. You'll see thousands of photos of evidence showing it, proving it. Here you got bricks in here, big blocks here. All this messy stuff. Look, all the way up here. You just don't build like that, guys, okay? And on that side, look here. Look. Up here too in the archway. It's been cooked, guys. It's been cooked. And here, look. It turned into a so-called mountain here. Look. This is the building. It's like here. Look. The bottom part. It's the exact same as these rocks. But here, melted into one huge chunk. Here they just turn into smaller rocks. Still, you don't build like that. Yeah. So what the hell is going on here, guys? What the hell is going on with this building? Yeah, I'll tell you, okay? The cataclysm that struck this earth, an electric plasma event came and surged through this electrically charged building components, red bricks. It got really hot. And the buildings morphed, or the bricks morphed and turned into this because of the extreme heat, altered states of matter, okay? Nobody built like this. I mean, come on, look at it. Something happened. It's charred up here at the top too, it looks like. Look, you gotta carry up that big ass boulder up here and put it in there and then build a brick arch. And I mean, look at this. You don't do it. Something happened to this structure. And over here, look at this mess. Is that some bricks in here? Some red all over the place. Look at this. Here, more bricks. In that. What's this supposed to be? Look. So, from brick to that. A little bit more to that. There's 3 stages of damage here. Brick, rock and boulder. melted together, whatever. I don't know what I call this stuff, but it's the same structure, obviously. Structure here, brick. Oh, see, it's part of the structure. Brick here too. Some kind of wall, just more melted than this. Look at this. This one should open your eyes. At least be open to that it's possible. Okay. Here, scary bridge archway with a little tree growing up there. Cute. So this one has some metal reinforcement. Might have been us that came here to prevent people under here from dying if it collapses. Maybe we did this, but we certainly didn't build it because it's gone through this cataclysm as well, as you can see. Yeah, look at the damage. Arch. Scary. Scary. Yep. Melted building. Here as well. Just connect the dots, see all the bricks and see everything else around here. I mean, you can see this stuff is like melting together. Stuff like that. They don't look too much as separate blocks, even though they are. But they used to be like this. Okay, so you can see different. These are a little bit more separated, but I mean, look at this mix of different materials. Look here. So there was an arch up here at the top, it collapsed. It's all red brick. Then down here, it's just these rocks. There is a little red in here, of course. Just a huge mix of random stuff. Look. Okay. Let's just jam in a few bricks there and then use some rocks and then some bricks here and a brick there. Just don't make any sense to me, okay? I mean, obviously these structures are pretty nice to build these huge giant structures with these huge brick archways and stuff like that. Obviously it's not cavemen who did it. But look at the damage here. There's bricks in here. But they morphed and transformed. Look, there's chunks of bricks here, some bricks sticking out there. You just gotta look for the bricks and just look at the wholeness of this structure here and see that it's damaged a lot. Yeah, that's the cataclysm. So, Meltheads, I don't know what to make of this one with all this stuff, but it's of course it's brick. And it's more brick. And it's chunks of brick. But you got this stuff here. So in here, I mean, it was obviously not built like this. This is all melted and it's churning together. Because how can you make anything, how can this hold itself up when it's just like loose rocks and all that stuff? But this pattern here, was this conforming to a different heat grid pattern here or something to turn into those? Because you don't see this kind of stuff a lot. So this one is very strange. Don't know how to explain this kind of stuff. That's the fun part about the X Factor event or the Cataclysm, because it's full of surprises all the time. And the fun part also is we'll never run out of evidence, because this shit is basically everywhere you look. So there is so much more content to be made and stuff, and I'll keep doing my thing, guys. So hope you enjoy my multiple uploads a week for you guys. And you know, guys, if you appreciate it, leave a like I said, and please share it out with your friends. Get some new folks in here, get them educated. So here you obviously see the brick here. And then some messed up archway. This arch is supposed to be a brick. How do I know? Because I can see it. Okay, I can see it. Look, brick in here in the back. Yeah. Tons of brick up here in the corner. On a different level up behind here. But yeah, this used to be a brick, but all this stuff used to, but it got messed up. Another terrifying messed up red brick archway here. Very messed up. Looks like tiny cubert columns almost here. Turn into like shards. Really, really strange. Almost like crystallized shards or something. This cataclysm is crazy, guys. Once you see it, you'll understand what I mean, and you'll understand why there's so many of us just dedicating so much of our lives to these videos and you know, social media content creation to explain it, because it is mind-boggling once you see it. And like I've said before, once you understand the heliocentric deception, you know for sure that you don't live on a spinning space testicle, and there is no like this outer so-called vacuum of space and all that stuff. You understand that you live inside something that you cannot leave in this physical body, right? So you know that, right? You know space is fake, right? Meltology, you know. The same way how you can know you don't live on a spinning space testicle, you can know these are melted, okay? You just know it. Why? Don't know. But you know it. It's the same know as with flat earth, okay? Obviously cooked out. And you can see the red brick here. You can see they're separating a little bit. Here they're melting into one chunk. A huge structure up here. That's part of the structure, but they're melting together now, turning more and more into a so-called mountain, which is one of the last stages of the melt. The last stage, I would think, is what they call sand, which is basically just fine grains of brick ash, and all kinds of different stuff and minerals and all that stuff just dustified. That's sand. Look at Sahara Desert. I wonder what structures were there, because they got fucked up big time. Look at this stuff here to put the building on. This angle and this, yeah, it's crazy. Here, swelling, expansion, all that good stuff. Let's move on. Okay, so here, cooked out structure. Look at the texture, look at the color. Looks a little bit fried to me. And you got huge swelling going on down here. Huge swelling. Look here, look at the texture. And then more structure up here. This is part of the structure, guys. Just swelling and falling over itself a little bit and melting, dripping down and all that stuff. Weird. Oh, in the foreground too. Looks fried based on the color, and looks fried and dried up, and yeah. So I saw this. So you got this brick pillar thing here holding up what? A mountain. I got some more photos. We can maybe see better what this is actually supposed to hold up here. I mean, I see it's split here and it's a crack through here and stuff, but what the hell is the, you know, thing here? And then there's also something going across. Looks like a piece of concrete or something that might have fell down. There's a few photos of this place that I found. So here you see the same place. So we were up here looking towards us. Now we're down here looking towards here. So you see this thing across, and you see this stack of bricks here that's supposed to hold up this shit. I mean, what does that mean, guys? And majority of the, hold on, so you can see from here and up it's pretty much straight up, but it is a crack through here. But when you go here, you can see majority of the weight is towards here, so this piece will just fall down here anyway. So it's part of the structure, guys. So you got the red bricks, and on the top here, whatever this used to look like, looks like this now. Okay, And here it looks like that. Look at this red brick. Mangled. Look how cooked out and dry it is here. Growth coming through and it's all in ruins. Look at this place. Look at that. Just cutting vertically through this stuff. This whatever heat grid field or whatever, and here huge blocks. Huge blocks here that it cut. Very strange event, guys. Here, look at this mess. So first of all, what do you have? Yep. So you got the brick, and then you have that. See, this one is like melting and then kind of folding all over itself and just kind of collapsing a little bit and doing all this like thick melt falling on itself thing up here. And here just huge swelling turning into rocks here, and here you got this big melt here. See, look at this, look at flat straight 90 angles and all that stuff. That's obviously not natural. Archway down here and all this melt. Look at this place, look at this crazy stuff right there. So it's very selective, as you can see. Look what it did with the structure here, and look what it did here. It's very different, even preserved a little bit of bricks in here. But if this were like some super important stuff with a lot of energy and electricity coming through, this area right here got way hotter. And with electricity heat like that, I think the heat is very localized. So it doesn't, even though, you know, it's super hot and melting here, doesn't have to melt everything the same here. It's all based on the amount of electricity going through the specific parts of the building is what it looks like. Very localized heat. Okay, so no dragons or no nukes or stuff like that, because that would have fucked everything around it like way more, right? So it's way more localized. So you got the bricks here, of course, and this messy ass archway here. How they put this shit together with a lot of red bricks in here, and then here you got this, as a couple of videos back, you got pieces of wall, while the in between here is like gone. So did it just fry off and collapse? Because obviously at some point these were connected here. But with brick and mortar, how can you just remove a huge piece and chunk like that? You can't. It's impossible. Try to separate brick and mortar once. If you haven't, try and see how difficult it is. So here you got the red brick wall here with lots of cracks. Again, what can crack this huge chunk here loose? Separated so much. Look at these huge cracks and stuff. But then to the left you can see they're more like rocks. Down here got a little bit of exterior concrete finish. You can see the bricks behind here. But look at the condition of this stuff. I used to say this is a little bit of wind and a little bit of water doing this. Erosion theory. This one tipped over. As you can see, the whole building is tipped over. So the building was like liquid building, and foundation of the structure wasn't stable enough because it was too melted down there, and the building tipped over. You spot the bricks? Yeah, I know you see them up here. Look in here. Look. What did that? Okay. And here, look. So on a line here, must have been so much. I can just picture it, you know, in my imagination, in my mind here, like in this area, just so much electricity, just fucking everything so bad. And here too, everything just falling apart and stuff as it gets fried and violently gets electro-fried in here and here. That's what I think. Normies would say, oh, erosion or something. Okay, how come it looks like that here and so fucked here? And a straight line here, pretty much. Yeah, very electrified here and here. Damn, it's crazy. And a lot of bricks. A lot of stuff. Down here, look at this stuff. Brick back there. Very, very violent event. Here, bricks and the middle thing here turn into that. Cooked out, you know, all the red color of the bricks are squeezed out of this, and now they turn white, you know, depending on the cooking. And then in between here you see all that mess. See here, starting to expand and crystallize over here. And then you have these bricks. Look at this messy ass bricks here. And another archway, and who knows how deep these buildings go, guys. I mean, all we see where this tree is growing and stuff, like the dirt down here, that's just the top layer of building melt or brick ash, okay? The stuff that we live on and walk on and stuff, that's just the top of all the melt. I mean, this structure could have been like, you know, thousands and thousands of feet down there. Because we never seen the earth, guys. We just seen the ruins of these bricks. I mean, you can see here all this stuff melting, and you know, when they melt a little bit more, they'll turn into, you know, that stuff down here. They'll disintegrate and turn into ash, basically. They'll lose all their structural properties if the frying conditions are right, and they'll turn into that, where plants still can thrive in this kind of stuff here. Because these bricks used to be like batteries, right? So plants and all those trees and all that shit can still just fucking grow there. They love it. That's what it looks like. So you got a spiral staircase attempt, but it's messed up. So, but you can see here again, try to put a fucking pattern in your mind here. So I show these bricks so you can see here what happened to them. Look up here at this brick. Look at all these bricks. They're so dry and cooked out and morphed into that. Yeah. Got this. Got bricks down here. Why is it always the brick? And why do they all look the same? Look at all that brick over there. All these buildings look the same because they all were built by the same people. That's what I think. And they all went through the cataclysm. That's why I think. What I think, not why. Yeah, so they all look the same, guys. There's always a fucking brick. Who the fuck builds here at the 60-degree angle? With loose rocks and all this shit. There's a huge structure here. And you put it here on that? Seems kind of stupid. I mean, it still stands, but that's because all this shit is under here is melted, and it's probably a huge so-called mountain under here that this stuff is melted and attached to, right? Because they didn't build it here. I mean, this is all melt here, like rubble, building debris and all that stuff. So this one goes deeper and it sits on whatever huge melt is under here. Because if you built it like that, it will fall down very quickly. It wouldn't work. Of course, it's on a stable foundation out there, under there, which is the huge melt, guys. No such things as mountains. So you got this brick-looking stuff up here, and yeah, it's so thoroughly cooked out and damaged, this thing. And what's interesting is you just find these huge ruins in the middle of, you know, a forest here. Huge trees and shit, and it's just in here and nobody knows about it, except you just come across it sometimes when you walk. And here there's a lot of graffiti on this one, but you can see all the bricks turning into this. And there is some... This is graffiti, or is it red brick? It's red brick, right? So there's some red brick here, some up here, and the rest is just rocks and blocks. And it's also just in the forest, just sitting there. Another one here. Look at that. It's pretty massive, right? And it just sits there. All these ruins everywhere. Yeah, here's that photo. Look, you've seen my past couple of videos when I show these square holes on a row in the side of a supposed cliff or mountain. Look here. So this is before the building turned into a whole chunk of melt. It's still a structure, as you can see, obviously, and it has these rows for wooden beams to hold up the floors, because there's windows and shit up here too. And to me it looks like these wooden beams are pretty compacted together here and pretty large dimensions, so can hold a lot of weight and stuff. Pretty well built. Here you can see this pattern looks like electrifying coming here. You know, electricity coming through and fucking it over here and here. Pretty cool place. Bricks here. The rest rocks and blocks. Bricks. Bricks. Cooked out. It's huge too. Massive buildings. And here I never figure out what to make of this, but you see this huge melty mess here. And they put Victor von Scheffel on here. So I looked him up, and you know, just this and that and whatever, you know, I don't really care. But for some reason they put that shit on there. Was he some German author or something? Yeah, whatever. If you want to look him up, I mean, it's right there. Victor von Scheffel. Why is he on that? And here we got an archway here full of bricks, and in the archway there is this metal looking stuff going out here with these things hanging down here. Whatever the hell that means, don't know. Just found that interesting. And here is this, as the earliest photos I showed this video. This is just up here with these huge blocks that was on the melty, messy stuff right there. And there is like compressed bricks in here and stuff. Just wanted to show it up close. And here you can see material has started to melt away from this big, you know, it's a big block here, and here material started to melt away here from the heat. So when it melts, it just falls off, you know. Huge mess here as well. But again, red bricks everywhere. Okay? What does that tell you? I know what it tells me and all the melt heads, but why is there always fucking red brick just everywhere in these structures? And the structures look like this. Look up here too, red brick and stuff. And the huge rocks and stuff up here. Why do you do that? You make it just 10 times more difficult for yourself to build this stuff. Just use the bricks, right? And where's the rest of the structure? You know, it's gone. And here, red bricks everywhere, and then here, huge chunks missing here. All this stuff, the building is just gone, most of it. Here, huge chunks missing, and there's no chunks laying around here. There's some building debris here and stuff, but red brick in here, red brick all the way up here, chunks of brick. You know, they go all the way. Look here, pretty good condition, and some chunks and all this stuff. You just don't build like this, guys. So the rest of the building, did it just melt completely and dissolve into here, brick ash and stuff like this in the area and melt away? Who knows? And here you can see, look at this stuff. I mean, who the hell builds like this? Nobody, guys. Look at this. So you see here in the middle all this, look at this fucking mess. Look. And then you have bricks. Like, okay, let's do this wall as bricks. Oh my god, and then you do that? Oh, grain growth, balloon rocking, popcorn bricks, all this stuff. Look, something happened to these buildings, guys. Something happened to them. This one I can't zoom on for some reason, but it's the same kind of stuff. Red bricks everywhere and these balloon rocks all over the place. And that was all for this video, today's video. Probably a little bit shorter than usual, but I'm kind of running out of time. So I just had to skip ahead a little bit and stuff. But hopefully you saw some interesting photos, hopefully you learned something, and hopefully you found it interesting and fascinating. So if you watched this far, that means you either loved it or you either hated it. So please give a thumbs up or thumbs down, depending on what you think and feel about the video. And then please make sure to share it out with your friends and on your social media, Twitter and Insta and Facebook and whatever else you do. And I'd appreciate that. And then leave a comment. You got questions or something, or do you appreciate the video? Leave a comment, let me know. It will also help out the video algorithm, supposedly to be seen by more people so the work can get out there. I appreciate all comments and interactions you guys give me. And thank you all for your time, and thank you to everybody who have supported me this month. The list of all supporters will be on the scrolling text at the end of the videos. So appreciate all people doing that. And until Sunday, I think it's in 2 days. Yeah, next video should be up on Sunday, unless some crazy shit happens. So until then, take care, guys. Be good, be nice, stay healthy and all that good stuff, and have a good one. All right, bye.